I have a habit of wanting to record speed paints and then forgetting to hit record until I'm, like, in the process of coloring it. Like, this label drawing I'm doing on screen wasn't supposed to be a speed paint originally, but then during coloring I thought, yeah, this might make good b-roll, and decided to just record it anyways. I mean, I talk a lot about the importance of keeping a tiny archive of all of your art, or anything like that. So I guess I'm no different. So I wanted to, talk about something that I feel is kind of important to me, or something I've noticed and found kind of interesting, or sad if you see it that way. I don't know if anyone else has noticed this, but I feel like the internet I grew up with is gone. Not in the dramatic, everything sucks now kind of way, more in the sense that it feels like we've stopped building places and started recreating memories. Every few months, I'll remember an old game I used to play, like Club Penguin, or Fantage, or Moshi Monsters, or Toontown even, and I'll go searching around and come to find out some really dedicated fans made a revival private server, or maybe some companies thought it might be a good cash grab to come back. And it gets people really excited for a little while. Then people kind of get bored, almost? I'm not sure what happens, but after a while people just move on from the nostalgia run. I've been wondering why that keeps happening. Why do people miss these games so much, but nothing new ever seems to replace them? If I had to guess, it's because it's gone and it's never coming back. Not to be a Debbie Downer or anything, but if you think about it, the prime age of the internet kind of ended in 2014, and nothing after that really felt the same. When I was growing up, the internet felt like it had neighborhoods almost. I played a lot of games like Club Penguin, Moshi Monsters, Pixie Hollow, Toontown, Pop Tropica, Webkins, Neopets, even those dumb Facebook browser MMO games that I can't remember for the life of me. Every game had its own culture, its own inside jokes, its own art style. You weren't just logging into a game, you were literally hanging out somewhere. Somewhere with people you know or people you befriended online through the game. And because we were kids, these places felt enormous. Making a friend in Club Penguin actually meant something because you expected to see them again tomorrow. There weren't Discord servers for every game. There weren't TikToks telling you the fastest way to optimize everything. The game itself was the community. Looking back, I think that's the part people actually miss, because back then, finding a website actually felt like discovering something. You'd stumble onto it through a friend, or a random Flash game website, or because someone mentioned it at school. Today, everything is fed to us through algorithms. You don't really wander around the internet anymore. The internet finds you instead. And I think that's kind of changed how online communities work. Back then, if you wanted to talk about Club Penguin or make friends that liked to play Club Penguin, you logged onto Club Penguin. Now, you join a Discord server you're too shy to talk in. Or you join a subreddit that's way too big and not as personal anymore. Or you watch a YouTube video. Or you go on Twitter and watch the worst discourse ever imagined about your favorite game. The conversation happens outside the game. The game becomes content instead of becoming the place. Even multiplayer games today often feel like something you're consuming rather than somewhere you're living, because it doesn't capture the same essence as it used to. No, I can't speak on games like Final Fantasy because I did literally anything else. But I can tell you about Adventure Quest Worlds, though. One thing I don't think people really talk about is that the games themselves used to be the social media. The community kind of existed inside the game. Nowadays, that's almost completely backwards. Most communities live on social media, where the game almost feels secondary. Sometimes I spend more time talking about a game than actually playing it. And I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. It's just different. The game stopped being the hangout. Now it's just the thing everyone's talking about. And that's not to say that today's kids don't have what I had, because they absolutely do. I think Roblox is probably this generation's Club Penguin outside of the other stuff. Maybe Minecraft too, if kids still play that. I want to also include Fortnite in that too, because it feels a lot more different than the last time I genuinely sat down and played it. The reason I say that, it's because they're logging into these games after school, meeting their friends, making inside jokes, showing off their avatars. They're probably creating memories they'll be nostalgic about 20 years from now. The difference isn't that today's internet is worse, although I could argue this, but we would be here all day and I'm trying not to be doomer. It's just that it's concentrated. Closed off almost. When I was growing up, there were dozens, maybe hundreds of different little online worlds competing for your attention. Now, a handful of giant platforms have become almost everything. AI ruined our privacy, and we're stuck buying furniture on Shein and food on Temu. This is an internet dark age. I just want to go back and play with my Puffle or play Pixie Hollow while listening to Skrillex. An actual thing I did, by the way, as a kid. To also add on, I think one thing people forget is just how much damage the end of Flash actually did. When people talk about Flash shutting down, they usually think about old animations or games on Newgrounds maybe, but there were entire online worlds built around Flash. Like, you know, Club Penguin, Fantage, Moshi Monsters, even smaller games that nobody really remembers anymore. Once Flash was gone, a lot of those games had two choices: spend an unbelievable amount of money rebuilding everything from the ground up, or shut down. And a lot of them just couldn't justify it. By that point, kids weren't really playing browser games anymore. They were playing mobile games, Minecraft or Roblox, or shooters if you were that kind of kid. So even if these companies could rebuild everything, they were rebuilding it for an audience that had already grew up and moved on. I don't think Flash killed the internet by itself, but I do think it marked the end of a very specific era. Once Flash died, I felt a total shift in the internet, kind of like before Flash and after Flash time periods. Something I've really noticed looking back at the pre-Flash era is how much the internet used to almost reward curiosity. You'd be on one website clicking a random banner ad, end up on another weird website, and before you knew it, you discovered your new favorite game. It felt like wandering. I'm not going to bring up any potentially traumatizing shock websites that your friends might have sent you on Skype, because it is not about them, okay? Now I honestly can't remember the last time I found something online by accident. Everything I watch is recommended to me. Everything I listen to is recommended to me. Everything I wear. Even the people I follow usually come from recommendations. It's incredibly convenient, but I think we lost that feeling of exploration. Everything is polished. Everything's easy to find, but somehow it all feels the same. Kind of like how architecture in the 90s to early 2000s was fun, colorful, and full of whimsy, but now everyone and their mom wants to rebrand into a flat, expressionless building with 3 paint color options, and absolute death to all McDonald's stores with game cubes. That's literally how I played and got into Spyro, you monsters. Bring it back. I don't know. These are just thoughts I've had bouncing around in my head for a while now, and I figured I'd finally put them into words. I'd mention it a lot to my friends that ask, or just in general. Who knows, maybe I am the one chasing nostalgia. Maybe that's all this really is. But I don't think I'm chasing Club Penguin, or any of the other MMOs I used to play. I think I'm chasing the feeling of opening my laptop after school and having absolutely no idea where the internet was going to take me that day. Back when every website felt like a little world someone had built, instead of another page in an endless feed. I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking it. Maybe that's why I keep checking out every Club Penguin remake or other various revival servers that pop up, hoping that this one will finally click. But every time I log in, I get bored quickly. Things aren't the same. I'm not as outgoing as I used to be online. I'm actually quite shy and have trouble making friends. I was probably just missing the time in my life when the internet still felt mysterious. Maybe that's just what growing up feels like. Or maybe the internet really did change more than I realize. Either way, if you're still here, thanks for listening to me ramble. I'd love to hear anyone's take or if anyone is just as chronically online as I am. I tried talking through the speed paint so it would be more entertaining, but I guess not since there's still more speed paint to go. I just draw very slowly, unfortunately. So here's the rest of the speed paint. New video whenever I feel like it. I don't care.